We live in a constant state of comfort. When life feels a little too familiar, where the routines we've built feels like we can do them with our eyes shut. Yeah, we feel safe, warm, comfortable in our small enclosed comfort zones. But sometimes there's this voice at the back of our minds that grows louder and louder, telling us we want more, that we want change, but we are terrified. If you are thinking about solo traveling, this video is for you. Solo travel is 100% out of our comfort zone, but it is utterly life-changing. When you decide to travel alone, something incredible happens. You not only learn that you cannot wait around and let life happen for you, but you go out and you make life happen for you. And suddenly, you become in control of your own life. Your comfort zone stunts your growth. I like my comfort zone, and you probably do too. There's something so nice about waking up and doing the same thing day in and day out, living a bit of a peaceful existence here in New Zealand. It's quiet, slow, safe, peaceful, beautiful. You may feel the same way about your hometown. It's like being tucked into bed by your parents when you were a child on a cold winter's night. Or as someone said to me the other day, it's like putting on an old cardigan. It's warm, familiar, safe. But staying here stops you from growing. When I was 16, I wanted to leave. I had this feeling that I wanted more, and I wanted to be brave enough to leave. Now, you could blame COVID-19 due to the fact that my entire senior years here in New Zealand were spent in lockdown, and that prevented my age group into living our best lives or whatever. But I had this feeling that I wanted to explore the world. A lot of people at that time got quite restless, and I was definitely one of them. I knew that leaving the nest of my parents' house would be incredibly hard, because you're not just leaving your parents' house. I was leaving everything I knew. I was leaving my hometown, my routines, my friends. I knew that would be incredibly hard, but incredibly life-changing. It's sort of the price you have to pay if you want to grow as a person. And here's the truth. If I had stayed here, I would not be half the person that I am today. I would be completely different. And it's because I left that I am this person now. I feel like we forget that leaving our comfort zone is actually good for us and normal. Take school speeches for example. Everyone hated when that time of year would creep around. I'm someone who doesn't mind public speaking, but before my turn, I would get this absolute sickening feeling at the pit of my stomach. I would have thoughts like, what if everyone judges me? What if my speech isn't good enough? I don't think I can do this. But that's because even though I don't mind speeches, it's still out of my comfort zone. Talking in front of your 15-year-old peers is pretty scary. I don't think I could do that now, and it would still be out of my comfort zone. But then when you would finish the speech, you would get this feeling of pride that you did that. You would get this feeling of accomplishment. Your brain goes, oh, that wasn't too bad. And it's sort of like you've proved to yourself and your brain that you just got out of your comfort zone and you feel good about yourself. Our brains are actually wired to hate doing hard things. Think about when you're sleeping and your alarm goes off at 6 a.m. on a July winter's morning, and your brain goes, ugh, I don't want to get out of bed. But you have to. We are our biggest roadblocks. So it is completely normal to feel terrified when you leave your comfort zone. But if you don't leave, you risk missing out on such cool experiences, such cool memories. Staying here will only stunt your growth. Waiting for others may lead to regret. Have you ever watched those videos of people asking elderly people what their biggest life regret was? Well, I watched one the other day, and a lot of them had surprisingly the same answer. It is waiting around for others. Sometimes we think waiting is the better option. Waiting for the right time, for the right person, for the right relationship. But the truth is, while we're sat here waiting, our life slips by. Look, I'm only 20, and I feel like my life is just put on 2 times speed. So what's it like when I'm 30, when I'm 40, when I'm 50? Will it be on 5 times speed when I'm 50? Who the hell knows? I heard this quote the other day on Downton Abbey, which was, life is short and death is certain. So stop waiting for others. When I was in high school, I was very dependent on other people, but I quickly learned that that dependency actually just leads to disappointment. That when you have plans or you want to go do something to your friends, you ask them, are they available? They say yes, and then plans fall through, you're left with feeling disappointment. If I had waited around for other people to come traveling with me, to move to London with me, I might have missed that chance altogether. I feel like a lot of people don't want to admit the fact that life gets in the way, because it does. I mean, the older we get, the more responsibilities we get, and sometimes life puts us in positions that we don't really expect. And the years, honestly, they just slip by. It's like sand in an hourglass. That stuff runs out, and it runs out fast. I don't know about you, but one of my biggest regrets is I'm old and I'm dying on my deathbed. And I just think about all the things that I could have done if I had only stopped waiting for other people. I think that is probably my biggest fear. That I get to like 98 and I'm like, damn, I wish I had done that. Why did I wait around? However, solo traveling removes that waiting entirely. You stop waiting around for others and you get to decide when you want to do things, where you want to go, what time you want to wake up, what you want to eat, where you want to eat. That waiting is gone. And the only person you have to wait for is yourself. And it is absolutely amazing. You know what? It's complete agency. That is complete freedom. You have no ties to anyone else. And it is just, oh my God. It's so good. It's so, so good. Especially if you're used to waiting around for others. Solo traveling, you don't have to wait for anyone. And it's top tier. It's so good. The irony of solo travel. Believe it or not, you're actually not alone most of the time. This is my favorite part of solo traveling, is the people you get to meet along the way. Most of the time, if you're staying in hostels, you will meet other solo travelers, and those people are also looking to make connections with other solo travelers. And some of these connections last a lifetime, and some of them a short time. But it's the people you meet along the way that is just so cool. As an extrovert, I was so worried that I wouldn't meet people. But honestly, this could not be far from the truth. There's so many chances, whether it's in the hostel dorm room or the kitchen, or even if it's just on Hostelworld, which I will link down below. It's the place I book all my hostels because of the fabulous group chat that you get put into. You can strike a conversation up there, you can talk to anyone in your dorm room. It's just great. Some of my favorite memories are shared with strangers that I met that day. Whether it was we were having a fun night out, or we were watching the sunrise or watching the sunset, and we're just having these really cool conversations. Now, I have a bit of a famous travel story that I will share with you today, which is, I think about this all the time. I feel like it's my butterfly effect in my life currently. But when I was traveling around Europe for the first time, I met this unlikely traveler who happened to be from Dunedin, my hometown in New Zealand. And we got chatting about degrees. This was the time in my life that I was figuring out my next steps. I knew my time abroad was coming to an end, and I was figuring out university. This particular person introduced me to the degree that I currently study. And at the time I had no idea what that degree was, but he pretty much enlightened me on what PPE is. And he said, I don't know you very well, but I feel like that's the degree for you. And truth be told, I'm a year done and I absolutely love my degree. And I feel like this man really put me on that path. He really opened that door and I went through. And I also believe that you do meet people who are there to deliver you a message, and traveling kind of helps with that. You know, you're kind of free, you've got no constraints. And there will be people that come into your life who are to put you on that track, put you on a path. I mean, I kind of think about if I had never gone traveling, I probably would have never met this guy. And if I had never met this guy, who knows, I probably would not be studying this degree. So I really like sharing that story because it's just really cool. He really opened my eyes up to a whole, like what my next chapter is going to look like. There is something so special about spending time with strangers you will never see again. I have this favorite song at the minute, and someone said on the comments of the video, it was like, it feels like you've met people that you align with so well, but you will never see them again. And I felt that really hit the soul, because I was like, there is just such beauty in having like a really fun, maybe it's 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever it is, with people from around the globe, people that you feel so aligned with, and you feel like right place, right time, right people. And maybe you're watching the sunrise, sunset, maybe you're drinking, I don't know what you're doing, maybe you're at a cafe, and you feel like, damn, this is great. And then you never see them again. Obviously, the modern world is so great because we have social media, and I do follow a lot of people and I see them move on with their lives, and I go, I don't know them, but I had this really cool time with them. It's just such a special feeling. And I also feel like it restores my faith in humanity a little bit more. The person you become. Solo traveling changes you. It made me more confident, more sure of myself, more open-minded, more grateful, more social. I mentioned it earlier, but I would not be half the person that I am today. Solo traveling allows you to be in control of your own life. I describe it as you get to be in the driver's seat. You get to call the shots. I feel like we spend a lot of our lives being in the passenger seat. Someone else is driving our life. Someone else is controlling our life. Whether it's society or our parents or our friends, our social circle, whatever it is. But when you solo travel, you get to learn what you like, what you don't like, what your strengths and weaknesses are. You get to call the shots. You get to be in control. Solo traveling taught me a lot about myself. It taught me who I am in this world, but also who I want to be. It also made me become okay with change and uncertainty. If plans fall apart, that's okay. You can pick up the pieces and piece it back together. Because plans do fall apart. If you've seen my global work and travel video, I will link it down below. But they left me pretty much high and dry with this 1,000 piece puzzle. You know, when you open up a puzzle and you like pour the pieces out, it was literally like that, and I had to piece it together very quick. And I feel like that translates into my everyday life. If things do go wrong, and they totally do when you travel, you've got no backup apart from yourself. You have to sit there and you have to figure out your next moves, and that 100% translates into our life, because life is so uncertain. Things can change, things can tip over so quick. So you have to be comfortable with change and uncertainty, and solo traveling 100% taught me how to be okay with that. Solo traveling also helped me, especially as a woman, to not let anyone bring me down. You know, I'm confident now. I know how to stand on my own 2 feet. So I'm not letting anyone walk all over me. One of the biggest things that I found changed me is that solo traveling helped me see this beauty of the world and this beauty of truly just being alive. I feel like we all get a little bit down and depressed with the current state of humanity and where the world's going to. But taking a bit of a moment to just look at nature, to be alive. I feel like there's so much beauty in the world, and we do get stuck on the depressing stuff. But I feel like solo traveling really helped me feel grateful for my position in life. I do feel like these skills you learn solo traveling 100% translates to your everyday life, because it's growth. So if you want to grow as a person, change your life, be inspired again, then book that ticket, surprise yourself, because it is utterly life-changing. Thank you so much for watching. Oh my goodness. I am going solo traveling again. I'm going to Southeast Asia, and literally, I want to even say 2 weeks I'll be there. It's insane. But I really felt inspired to make this video today, just in light of my next solo adventure. And I was thinking, I'm actually quite nervous, but you know what? I'm very excited at the same time. I'm very excited for who I'm going to meet, what I'm going to see, and I will be documenting everything. So definitely, if you aligned with this video and you found it inspiring, or you want to see more of my trip, then follow me, subscribe to my channel, follow my Instagram, and I am very, very excited. I just cannot wait. It's gonna be literally insane. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.